Hello, my name is Savannah Ryan, and I'm going to show you how to balance a reaction in basic solution. The problem reads, balance the following reaction in basic solution. And the reaction is permanganate anion reacting with bromine anion to yield manganese dioxide and the bromate anion. The first step for these types of problems is to write an unbalanced equation for the reaction, which we were given in the problem. The next step is to write the half reactions for the reagents. To do this, we take permanganate, make that the reactant of the first half reaction, and then we find the product containing manganese, and that will be the product of the first half reaction. Next, to write the half reaction for bromine, we take bromine, the bromine anion, that will be the reactant for that half reaction, and then we find the product containing bromine, and that will be the product for that half reaction. The second step is to balance the number of atoms in each half reaction. To do this, here is the half reaction we wrote. So we first have to look at that half reaction and see what atoms we need to add to what side to balance the number of atoms. We can see that this side lacks 2 oxygen atoms, so we need to add 2 waters to this side of the half reaction. Since we're adding 2 waters, we're also adding 4 hydrogens. So we have to account for that on this side of the half reaction by adding 4 hydronium ions. To balance out the hydronium ions, since we are in basic solution, we have to add 4 hydroxides to this side of the half reaction, and whatever we do to one side of the half reaction, we have to do to the other side, so we add 4 hydroxides to this side of the half reaction. For the second half reaction, which is Br anion yields the bromate anion, we see that we have 3 extra oxygens on this side of the half reaction, so we have to add 3 waters to the reactant side. Adding 3 waters to the reactant side means we have to add 6 hydronium ions to the product side. Once we add 6 hydronium ions to the product side, we also have to add 6 hydroxides to the product side to balance it out, since we are in basic solution. And whatever you do to one side of the reaction, you have to do to the other. So you add 6 hydroxides to the reactant side, and then the atoms are balanced. The next step is to balance out the charges for each half reaction by adding electrons. But before moving on to the next step, to simplify each half reaction, we can combine hydroxide with the hydronium ions to yield water. So the 4 hydroxides can combine with the 4 hydronium ions to get 4 waters here, and then the 6 hydronium ions can combine with the 6 hydroxides to get 6 water molecules here. The third step is to balance the charge for each half reaction by adding the appropriate amount of electrons. To do this, we first look at what the charges are on the reactant side and what the charges are on the product side of each half reaction. On the product side, there is a total of 4 negative charges due to the hydroxides, and on the reactant side, there was originally only 1 negative charge. So to balance the charges, we have to add 3 electrons to the reactant side to get a total of 4 negative charges. For this half reaction, there were originally 7 negative charges on the reactant side due to hydroxide and bromine. And so on the product side, there was originally only -1 charge. Therefore, we had to add 6 electrons to the product side to get 7 total negative charges, which would balance the charges on each side of the half reaction. The fourth step in this problem is to multiply each half reaction by the appropriate whole number so the number of electrons is the same on both sides of each half reaction. Since we have 6 electrons on this side of the half reaction, we need to multiply this half reaction by 2 to get 6 electrons on this side. The last step is to add the half reactions and cancel any terms that appear on both sides. The 6 hydroxides would cancel out on this side, leaving you with 2 hydroxides here. The 3 waters would cancel out, leaving you with 3 waters here. The 6 electrons would cancel out completely. The 4 waters would cancel out here, leaving you with 0 waters on this side. Bringing the reaction down, you would cancel out 3 waters on this side, leaving you with 0 water on this side, leaving you with the final balanced equation: bromine anion plus water plus 2 permanganate anions yields bromate anion plus 2 manganese dioxides plus 2 hydroxides. In summary, in this problem we were asked to balance a chemical reaction in basic solution. We did so through a series of steps which led us to the final answer here.